course.
Yeah, of
You,
course,
you,
absolutely.
you've done this a million times, haven't you, sir?
I have, yes.
One of the
I
joys of
have.
being a long-lasting band that have endured the.
Yeah, so it is. What are we, 2026? It's 48 years in the Tigers,
Wow.
maybe slightly longer.
Yeah, wow. 48 years. I'm Dave Cyderbaby. This is for Rock Radio UK. Today I'm speaking to Rob from Tygers of Pan Tang. Hello, sir. You're looking
Hello,
well.
how are we?
You're looking more tanned and healthier than I am because you're in Spain, I do believe.
Well, yeah, true, yes, yeah. It's either tan or it's high blood pressure. I'm not really sure which, but there we go. We'll go with the tan.
We'll talk about the blood pressure later on.
Yes,
Yes, so you're in Spain doing a few dates.
we are. We flew out a couple of days ago. First show of the tour was last night in Barcelona. We are touring with FM,
Wow.
which is the first time we've actually toured with them. We've talked about it for long enough, and it's finally happened. And it's judging by last night, it should be an absolutely banger of a tour.
Yeah, yeah. Steve is quite the hard taskmaster, of course. So I hope he's keeping you all in check.
Don't believe a word. They're all pussycats, the same as us.
Um, well, it's good to talk to you. I was approached by your management team, record label,
Hmm.
whatever it is, and they said, "Can you talk to Rob?" I said, "Yeah, I could probably talk to Rob for hours and hours on end." So
Yeah.
but we're limited by a 40-minute Zoom call, so
Okay.
so I'll keep it short and sweet.
Okay.
There is a new album in the works. You can't tell me much about it, I don't suppose, but
There is a new album. Yes, it is finished. It's been handed over to the record company. Um, we are absolutely delighted with it. But of course, I'm going to say that. I'm not going to say we're not delighted with it. We're extra delighted with this particular opus.
okay.
Um, we had a as we don't have many band meetings because Jack lives in Florence because he's a Florentine. He's Italian. So we tend to have meetings, obviously, when we're doing shows,
Yeah.
and we're together, because we all record separately. We don't record. We have done for the past three albums. Well, ever since
Okay.
COVID, really.
Mm.
And do you know? I don't think I would ever go. Well, I don't think I know I would never go back to recording in a band situation. I now realise how much I really didn't like it. I don't think, personally, I don't think you get your best performance when you're in a band situation and everybody's trying to get their best performance because you're limited by
Okay.
time and time is money.
Yeah.
And the pressure's on everybody to record all the songs nigh on perfectly. But it doesn't really leave any room for embellishment or what about this sounds better, what about if we changed it? Whereas when you're recording by yourself, I record with a studio engineer, a guy called Dave Hills. He actually owns Trillions, which is a very famous rock club in Newcastle upon Tyne.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he has a rather nice small recording studio, which you can hardly walk through the door for Marshall amps stacked up. It's tremendous. Um,
Yeah.
Dave and I have known each other for over 40 years, so that kind of helps. We're almost like brothers. Um, and I spend a reasonable amount of time recording my guitar and too much time laughing and joking and putting the world to right and just being silly old men, really.
Yeah.
But he gets an amazing results. Hugh and John. That's John is our new guitar player. He doesn't live far away from Hugh, who's the new bass player. Saying new, he's been in the band 4 or 5 years. I suppose when I say I've been doing it for 48 years, that 5 years is I suppose new.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a
so
10%er.
yeah, yeah, he hasn't even served half a tomato season yet, really.
Really, no.
But they record in Hugh's studio. Jack records in Florence, and for this particular album, Craig, we flew Craig over to um, Denmark, and he went and stayed with our record producer um, in in uh, in his house, which is next to his studio. Um, and he did a week's worth of recording the drums, just the drums, out there, which kind of started the whole process. So it all came together very well. It always comes together very well because we
Yeah,
kind of know what we're doing after all this
yeah,
time.
yeah.
But the remit that we gave ourselves was the album was going to take a slightly more heavier feel to it.
Ooh, this is getting
Um,
interesting. Yeah,
Still very Tigers, of
yeah,
course,
yeah, of course.
because it has to be. Otherwise, otherwise it wouldn't be. Obviously, but moreover, what I mean by that is that, our fantastic fans and listeners and new listeners um, expect Tigers music because that's what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
So if we, if we deviated and did something else, well, it I think people would be asking for refunds. So yeah, we were just really, 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 really proud of ourselves and really excited. The songs are the songs are huge.
Yeah.
They're absolutely huge. But with the lovely Tigers hooks, the sing along choruses, all that kind of stuff. We've used a new producer.
Okay.
Um, he has produced a 10-inch single for us about 4 years ago, and we went back to him. We get on extremely well with him. He's almost like a sixth band member. He's actually played some guitar solos on the album for us, and that's because when John joined, he joined as we were as we'd already recorded some of like
Right.
we're just starting to record, and really the workload on John to catch up was just phenomenal. So John readily agreed, and we asked Marco. We said, "Do you mind if you help John out and play, a few guitar solos?" And he said, "Yeah, sure, no problem." And Marcus played some keyboards on the album.
Yeah.
But very subtle. So if you can spot keyboards, you tell me. Very subtle, but the layers are there, which kind of just fill the sound out really nicely.
Yeah.
Um, and it's a great mix. It's a big sound, and yeah, we're really really pleased with it. The first single
Hmm.
is going to be released on May the 4th.
Right.
So everybody should remember that because it's Star Wars Day, of course.
Absolutely.
It's my birthday as well,
Oh,
so
happy birthday for
I'll
the
be.
4th of May.
Thank you. I'll be 122. Um,
Just mere midlife.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yes. I'm just hitting mid, but yeah, absolutely. I
Mm.
feel like I'm in my 40s.
Do you think that's actually part of the reason why you feel so good about the music as well? Because the music's good and it's like taking years off of you as well.
It is. Do you know? I say this a lot. It does. I fully, truly believe it keeps me young. That
Mm.
a high diet of garlic and chili, and I'm a happy person.
Garlic,
And
chili?
uh,
I
gar-
suppose, yeah.
garlic is so good for you. Chili certainly clears out the nasal passages, so I've got no problem breathing. Um, and if I can get my hands on a nice crisp white Chardonnay or a glass of Jack Daniels, Rob's a happy boy.
Chardonnay. Okay, right. You'll have to fight my wife for that as well. But there you go.
Well, that's me and her at the bar then.
Yeah, absolutely. Back to the single. So metaphor.
Yeah,
What can you take? Can you
made,
tell?
yeah, but I know what you're going to ask. I know
Yeah,
what you're going to ask. So
I'm
last
not
night,
going to ask anything you don't want to answer.
last night, if we did this interview yesterday, no, I
Mhm.
couldn't have told you. But last night we played the single.
Right.
Um, so the single is called Electrified, um, and it has a video attached to it, which again, it'll all be revealed just after midnight on May the 4th. So I can't wait to get the feedback and just see what people think. Last night we had amazing feedback.
Yeah.
Um, there was there was a sea of phones all out filming. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
imagine
dreaded phone. Yeah.
that'll appear on social media at some stage in the very near future. There will be a single a month released, so
Okay.
May, June, July, August, and May, June, July, August. Yeah, I think so. That's it.
Yeah. So we're
And
looking like,
the album comes out on September the 11th. I think that's a Friday, September the 11th.
okay, excellent, excellent. So something to look forward to, new from the Tigers of Pan Tang.
Absolutely. It's a 10-track album. It's an 11-track album if you live in Japan. And the artwork, again, I can't wait for the feedback for the artwork because the artist we use, he's a really, really classy digital artist, not AI. We don't go anywhere near AI.
Good, good.
I think AI is going to be a massive problem within a lot of industries,
Yes.
um, with um, with employment. I get it, and it's it has its place, but the trouble is you produce a great piece of artwork and people go, "Oh, that's AI," and of course it absolutely isn't.
Mm.
And indeed, Andy Pilkington, our artist, says AI will inevitably put him out of business.
Yeah.
Which is not what we want to do. We don't want to put anybody out of business for goodness sake.
No, no.
Um, but yeah, we gave him a tiny little bit of instruction, and he's just knocked it out the park.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, and we're because we're quite old fashioned. We're very big on. I mean, there's a great booklet, that comes with the CD. You'll get
Yeah.
all that in the album in the 12-inch hard bit of black plastic called an LP. You'll get all that as well there. Um, I'm not a downloading is huge. I mean, it's the
Yeah.
biggest thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the thing with downloading is I don't download. So again, I'm old fashioned. I'm an old dinosaur.
Yeah.
But I quite like being an old dinosaur because I just lie in my little mud pit, wait for a bit of rain to get me head washed, and I'm happy.
Mm.
And by that I mean if you download if you download
Yeah.
some music, a song, whatever, what have you actually got?
That is absolutely true. I mean, I'm still buying CDs now. It's like,
Yeah, me too.
you know,
Absolutely.
it's
See,
you've
and
got
records.
nothing tangible.
No,
Nothing
you haven't.
tangible.
You've got. I don't know. I can't even describe what you've got. It's not fresh air, or is it fresh air that attaches itself to a tiny little chip in the back of your phone somewhere,
Mm.
and you can call it up to the surface on a command, plug your headphones in your phone and listen to it. But apart from a picture that appears on your phone, that's really it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you haven't got the experience of looking through the book looking through the booklet, my brain's working faster than my mouth. So let me take you back to um, early 70s, and
Yeah.
I would be sat in my mum and dad's lounge next to the stereogram with me headphones,
Yeah.
um, putting the needle in the groove, listening to Deep Purple in rock
Hmm.
or Fandango by ZZ Top,
Yeah.
um, Jailbreak by Thin Lizzy. Looking through I was always a let's look at the what guitars they play. Let's look at what clothes they've got. What amps have they got?
Yeah.
Who's produced it? Who's on it? How did they look? And by the time you'd soaked all that into to your very inner core, the album that side A of the album had finished, and you hadn't
Yeah.
even heard the tracks because you were so tuned in, so concentrated on this lovely piece of, you know, nowadays they call it memorabilia.
Yeah.
And crikey, if you could buy an album with a double gatefold sleeve, or I had Rush, All the World's a Stage with a triple gatefold sleeve.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I'm surprised I even got to listen to the album on the fifth go because there's so much information to take in. So we're still. My point is, we're still old-fashioned in that way. So
Mm.
when you come to buy the new Tigers album, whatever it's called, whatever the cover looks like, you're gonna get all that lovely stuff in your hands to digest and enrich you, and you have got something tangible to put on the shelf.
Absolutely.
You know, and when the friends come round, when your granny comes round, who'll understand, of course, because she'll be my age, and you go, Gran, I've got the new Tigers album. She'll say, "Get it on the turntable. What you talking for?"
I remember my sister bringing back ELOs out of the blue, double
Mm,
gatefold album,
yeah,
and of course you had there. I think there was like a little pop out figurine as well. You could make put together and stuff like that. It was all interactive. But the one thing, like you say, is you're there reading the notes and you're there looking at the pictures, but you're listening at the same time, and it takes an excellent track to stop you in your tracks and actually stop and listen to that song. And that is the true mark of a classic album or a classic track in my mind.
yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, it's
Well,
so
hopefully with our album, then I've just told you a load of rubbish because you'll not be reading the booklet. You'll be listening to the excellent 10 tracks.
I shall let you know when I'm allowed to listen to it. So. um, you're in Spain at the moment, but you're shortly moving back to these shores to do 2 or 3 dates with Demon, I do believe.
We are. We're doing 3 dates with Demons. First, we've been on the same bill as them in various countries throughout the years, but never actually, shared a stage with them as in a tour. So it's really quite exciting because they're great boys and we get on with them really well.
Yeah,
So we do Birmingham. We play the Asylum in Birmingham. We then move to the Underworld in
yeah,
London, and then we go down the south coast and we play 1865 at Southampton, and that's the end of um, April,
yeah, yeah. I think
and then
just before the album comes out, I believe.
no, 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 no,
No, the
the
single,
single.
sorry. Yeah,
Single, that's right, yeah.
yeah,
And then just before the single comes out, we just before no, the single will be out on the 4th, and we fly out and do a festival in Italy,
right.
um, and then we're back for I think about 10 days, and then we're off to South America.
Wow.
Um, it's a very easy schedule. It's 9 shows in 10 days in 7 countries. So yeah, there you go.
A breeze.
Why do we do these things?
But do you still get that excitement when you sort of like think, yeah, we're doing Safe America?
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely, and the El Loco crazy out there, which is real fun. That they're just that as you're pulling up on the bus, that they're all outside the venue singing, and it's tremendous. It really is. We
yeah,
went out and we played a big festival in Mexico late last year. It was September, I think it was, and that was crikey. We literally couldn't get out the bus
really.
fast enough, and there was a band on stage, and they were beckoning us down to these railings, which kind of shot out the side of the stage, and we were there for half an hour, signing stuff and talking to people, and it was just tremendous, absolutely tremendous.
Yeah.
But
People.
sorry, we're very much we do meet and greet,
Yeah.
but we don't charge for it. I
No.
absolutely think bands should not charge for meet and greet.
Mm.
And I might get flack from this, not from the public, but from other bands. Why do you need to charge people,
Mm.
fans that have put you on that pedestal in that hallowed place by buying your product? Why would you want to charge them money, more money?
Yeah.
Just to get a signature and stuff like that. We just anyway. I'm off my soapbox. We don't do that. Um, we do our meet and greets. Anytime before the show. And certainly at the end of the show, as soon as we're finished, and we've taken our damp nappies off, we're straight across to the merch table. We'll sign anything, take photographs. That's what we do. That's part of being in the band. Um, and if you want to buy a T-shirt or buy a CD while you're at the merch stall, that's great. That really helps us,
Yeah.
as it does every band.
Mm.
Much more than downstreaming, streaming, downstreaming, downloading, whatever the
Whatever.
expressions are.
Yeah.
All of them. Yeah, come and if you can, go on the website and buy the product and actually have something,
Yeah.
own a piece of history.
Yeah. My wife does get a little bit miffed about how much I do buy. Just like taking up room and whatever. But again, it is that like little memory. Oh yeah, I went to that gig. I shook Rob's hand. It was great. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah, but you mean you don't do it on the sly? Oh my word,
Oh
we
well.
need to have words. It's like
And
it's like buying it's like buying guitars. Would you want another guitar for? I haven't got another guitar, but there is one up in the loft, which you managed to sneak in when the wife's in the shower.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We won't go into that because luckily she's not here at the moment, but she will probably listen to this later on and think,
Oh hell,
yeah.
yeah. Well, as long as she doesn't ring my wife up and tell her they're all in the loft.
Oh dear. So, I mean, looking back, we started this saying 48 years. Did you ever think
Mm.
it would last this long?
No. I didn't know how long it was going to last for. I guess in your hopes and dreams, you do hope it's going to last, but um, as get a few more years under your belt and a bit more worldly wise, one of the things that you kind of first sort of things that you learn is nothing kind of lasts forever.
Mm,
And what I mean by that is, you look at your mum and dad and you think, gosh, they're getting old, and then all of a sudden they're not there anymore, and
mm,
things, you have your favorite pet, and they've got just to the tender age of, I don't know, 12, 13 years old, your favorite dog, and then, they're not there anymore, and you think, oh man, what's going on here? I thought they were going to be with
mm.
me forever.
Yeah,
So it's an absolute privilege and pleasure that I'm still doing this. And the Tigers are just um, the, the boys in the band are just magnificent. They
yeah,
absolutely are. We all get on really well, which of course helps when you're traveling together. We all have a laugh. We all have a piss take. Nobody takes themselves seriously. There's not the pressure there was when you were young and 18, 19, and you were up against all the other bands and, you know, full of testosterone
yeah,
and you needed to be in the middle of the group of when the photographer got his camera out, you needed to be, it's all about me and all that, all that kind of stuff. It's just now when Steve, our band photographer, when he comes and takes photos, and he says, right, nobody wants to be in the middle, and we're all pushing each other in the middle, going, get lost. I don't want to be in the middle. And he has to take charge and say, right now, children, this is where you're all standing.
hmm
Yes,
dear.
So it is. It's a lot more laid back. Yeah, you'll find us in the bar, sitting around having a glass or two. And but yeah, I think it's better now. I do. And um, when's it going to stop? Well, that's hopefully never,
Mm,
because you see people that I looked up to like Mick Jagger and
yeah,
Jimmy Page and all those kind of people. And hey, they're still there. They're still in their 80s and still still wanting to do it.
yeah,
Um, I've always said to myself, it's time to give up when you look in the mirror and you genuinely the person in the mirror actually says back to you, "You look shit. It's about time we knocked it on the head here, son." But I've painted all my mirrors with black paint, so nobody's going to say that to me anytime soon.
okay, okay. Oh, yeah. So when when that time eventually comes, I mean, is it going to be like gardening Rob or tinkering with old cars Rob or
um, No, crikey. I don't want to think that far ahead. I hope that time won't come. I've always said when I do expire, I'd like to be buried with my favorite Les Paul. Only for the fact that I'll burn quicker because there'll be a lump of wood in the box with me as well.
oh, and everybody's crying not because of the loss of you, obviously, but because of the loss of the Les Paul.
Yeah, they'll be saying, "What a waste."
Oh dear. So, what you must have a million and one anecdotes. I know you have. We've spoken before at Stone Dead, but looking back, I mean, if you've got any anecdotes you could share that uh, about difficult situations, shall we say, that you've inadvertently found yourself in,
Crikey, difficult situations.
apart from talking to me, of course.
You, well, that's yeah. We're into sort of stories from the road, aren't we?
Mm,
Um, of which I have written a book called Tiger Man's Tales. It's not out. It's we're nearly there with it.
okay.
It will come out. It's finished. It's done, and it's edited and proofread, and the cover's been done and everything. We're just it's had to go on the back burner because of the album and
Right.
because of touring and stuff like that. So things all have to come in order. And it'll happen at the right time. But certainly, one of the stories in there was we were waiting to get a ferry. So this is the Spellbound crazy. Well, this is a Spellbound lineup. So John
Okay.
Deverill, John Sykes, Rocky Bryan, and myself. So we're all having a drink on the docks. On we were sailing maybe from Denmark to Sweden. I can't quite remember the geography of it. Anyway, John Deverill, after having a pint, off he goes in search of the toilet. Uh, they then announced they were boarding the ship.
Mm,
So we all get up and show our passports and get on the ship. And I mean, it wasn't. We're not talking like a cruise liner. It was a ferry.
yeah. Yeah.
A smallish ferry. So anyway, all of a sudden, we're on the ferry, uh, and we're moving. And I said, "Hell, what?" Because we're all stood at the back, obviously waiting for John to join us.
Yeah.
And like the back end of the boat had come up, locked, and literally as the lock clicked to secure the back end of the boat, we're off. And I thought, blummin' heck. And of course, we were without John. And it was about a 4 hour crossing.
Right.
In the days of no internet, no telephones,
Hmm.
nothing like that. So John, as we're about 30, and then we're going 40, 50 meters away, John appears on the dock waving his hands, shouting, in his lovely Welsh Wales, boys, you've left without me. And I'm thinking, no shit, Sherlock. What a time to go and have a number two. Oh my word! So we had to go. We had to go up, go up to the top deck where the captain was,
Mm.
get him to radio ship to shore, to the ferry terminal to to say that we were a band and John was our lead singer and we were doing a show later on that day, a festival later on that day, and of course we needed him. And is there any way we can get him? What's the fastest way we can get him across to bloody Sweden? He's I mean, I think he was in tears, to be honest with you. Anyway, they managed to put him on the next ferry, which was about 4 hours later.
Right.
So we then had to sit on the other side and wait 4 hours till he joined us. And got to the you know got I think we bypassed the hotel and had to go straight to the festival, but for our performance time. But yeah, it's difficult stuff like that. I mean, we were Spinal Tap long before Spinal Tap, and in fact, the producers from Spinal Tap came out with Saxon and ourselves on the Wheels of Steel tour in 1980 when we opened up for Saxon,
Right.
because we did the second half of that tour to get ideas for this film they were going to make.
Wow. Okay. Hmm. Have you watched the film and seen yourself in it in some
No,
format or another?
no, no, thankfully.
Okay, Rob, it's been great talking to you. So we're looking forward to new music dropping on the 4th of May, your birthday.
Okay.
And we're looking forward to 3 dates in the UK as well, just prior to that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Go on our website. The dates are all there. Please come along and see us. Come along and meet us for free.
Hmm.
Bring what you want signed. We'll sign anything. We'll chat to you. You can even buy us a glass of wine. Yeah, fine.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much indeed, and hi to all the listeners and viewers.